President Donald Trump is defending his controversial intervention in the FIFA World Cup after personally calling FIFA President Gianni Infantino to request a review of U.S. striker Folarin Balogun's red card. The move has sparked a political and sporting firestorm, with critics accusing Trump of crossing the line into football affairs. Speaking at the White House during an Oval Office event promoting Trump accounts on Monday, the president addressed the controversy head-on. Trump insisted he only asked FIFA to review the decision because, in his view, it wasn't a foul. The president even admitted he didn't initially know what a red card was, but said he still believed Balogun had been treated unfairly. According to Trump, he never ordered Gianni Infantino to do anything and doesn't believe the FIFA president made the final decision himself.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing. Yeah, please.
I wanted to ask you, can you describe your phone call with Gianni Infantino about the red card? And Belgium is appealing the decision. What's your reaction?
You're asking me about the whole soccer thing?
Yeah.
So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete. And I understand sports really well, really well. And that wasn't a foul. That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were two great athletes that got tangled up. And this referee, who is a little bit suspect, if you check his past, I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy, but very suspect. If you'd like, I'll provide you with the past. He made a call that nobody could believe. You know, even people on the other side, they say, "Oh, we got lucky. Wow, it's very interesting." They say they don't show them in slow motion, and I never realized that. I never heard of that before. He didn't do anything wrong, and he's our best player or one of our best players, a very vital player. And he gave him a red card. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much. Then I started hearing that means he can't play in the next game, at least in the next game. I said, boy, that's a big, if it happened to another player, it would have been unfair. But when they take your best player, or just about, they have some great players, and they say you can't play, that's very unfair. That's, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game, but how do you penalize them for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked for a review by FIFA. I spoke to a man who's highly respected, and by the way, whose level of respect has gone up tenfold. And he was good before this started, but he really pushed it in this country. I'm the one that got them to do it. It was not Biden. Biden was asleep.
But Mr. President.
But all I did, I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. And again, I'm good at this stuff. I didn't think it was a foul. I thought it was two great athletes that crashed into each other and got entangled. That was not a guy punching somebody in the face or anything that would be different. And I think it's a terrible, if they wouldn't allow a top player, maybe the best, maybe among the best players on the team, to play, I think it would have had a big stain. And I related just that feel. I didn't tell him what to do. I can't tell him what to do, but. And I don't believe he made the decision. I think it was a committee that made the decision. And they made the right decision because, number one, it wasn't a foul. And you want to see a game with your best players. You don't want to say, how would you feel if I took, we take Messi out? Look, he ran into somebody. Or we took Ronaldo. Ronaldo, you bunked into somebody. We're going to take you out of a game. He's great. Harry Kane, we're going to take you out of the game, Harry, because you happen to hit somebody a little bit harder than you can't do that. If you would have taken him out, I think it would have really stained this incredible champion. We got to have our best players, and Belgium's got a great team, by the way. We got to have our best players, and they have to have their best. And if we win or we lose, it's fair. Otherwise, let's say we lost him and we lose the game. It would be a terrible thing. So I think they made a really brilliant decision. I think the referee's call was horrible.
Was it appropriate for you as president?
Yeah,
But
Mr.
was
President,
it
Are you
appropriate?
going to talk to the Belgian Prime Minister before the game?
I didn't think of it, but I would. He's a good man. I will tell you this. The people in Belgium, if they win the game, they can be very proud. If they would win the game with a player missing, it would have been a different feeling. You can't do that.
FIFA also released its own statement defending the reversal. The organization said the decision was made by its, quote, independent judicial bodies which operate autonomously, distancing Infantino from accusations of political interference. Balogun had originally been shown a red card during the United States' victory over Bosnia and Herzegovina, a decision that automatically ruled him out of the Americans' crucial round of 16 clash against Belgium. But after the review, FIFA overturned the suspension, clearing Balogun to play. But the decision has only fueled an even bigger controversy. Belgium has filed a last-minute appeal after Balogun's suspension was lifted, and Trump's remarks came in response to questions about that controversy. Whether Trump's phone call actually influenced the outcome remains a matter of debate, but one thing is certain: his involvement has become one of the biggest talking points of this World Cup, and the backlash isn't slowing down. Donald Trump is now getting roasted online after FIFA's stunning reversal. Social media erupted almost instantly, with fans questioning whether politics had found its way onto football's biggest stage. Here's a look at the online reaction that's now going viral.
Donald Trump is getting roasted online after FIFA pulled off one of the World Cup's most explosive reversals, lifting Folarin Balogun's suspension just in time for the United States clash with Belgium, after Trump personally pushed for a review. The backlash hit fast, and it hit hard. Within minutes of Trump celebrating the decision online, social media lit up with accusations that politics had just bulldozed football's rulebook. Some of the comments now spreading across platforms were brutal. FIFA is a disgrace, one person wrote. Another posted, "Trump card always wins." A third reaction cut even deeper. "Disgusting. FIFA has lost all credibility if they crumble under hurty words from Trump. Whatever happened to keep politics out of sport?" And another furious post summed up the mood in even harsher terms. "Trump corrupts everything. Now he's killing football." That online firestorm exploded after Trump publicly took a victory lap over FIFA's stunning decision to clear Balogun for the knockout match against Belgium, even though the US striker had been shown a straight red card, which normally triggers an automatic one-game ban. And that is where this story turns from football controversy into full-blown World Cup political drama. Balogun, the American forward leading the US attack with 3 goals, had been sent off during the United States' 2-0 round of 32 win over Bosnia and Herzegovina after stepping awkwardly on the right ankle of defender Tarek Muharemovic. Under normal circumstances, that red card should have ruled him out of the next match automatically. But on July 6th, FIFA announced that the suspension would not be served immediately. Instead, the governing body said the punishment had been suspended for a 1-year probationary period, meaning Balogun was suddenly eligible to play against Belgium after all. The decision triggered instant shock because it arrived after Trump had personally intervened. According to the Associated Press, Trump called FIFA President Gianni Infantino after the Bosnia match and asked FIFA to review Balogun's red card. Trump then celebrated the outcome in a social media statement, writing, "Thank you to FIFA for doing what was right and reversing a great injustice." That one line only poured more fuel on an already raging fire, because to critics, it looked like the President of the United States had leaned on football's biggest governing body and somehow won. And Belgium did not hide its fury. The Royal Belgian Football Association, or RBFA, said it was astonished by FIFA's move and made clear it was exploring every possible option. In its statement, the federation said it was investigating all potential options in order to safeguard the legitimate rights of all participating teams and protect the fundamental principles of fair play in our sport, not just at this tournament, but in future editions too. Belgian coach Rudi Garcia went even further, and his reaction instantly became one of the sharpest lines of the controversy. "I didn't know that in the offices of FIFA, the 5th of July was the 1st of April in Europe," Garcia said through a translator, comparing the decision to an April Fool's Day joke. He then made Belgium's position crystal clear, saying the federation was not just defending its own team. She defends football in general. She defends its integrity, its ethics. Garcia added, "I think it's the first time in the history of the World Cup that there is this kind of decision." Garcia refused to answer when asked whether Belgium would appeal to the Court of Arbitration of Sport, and he also declined to say directly whether he believed Trump's intervention had influenced FIFA. But the anger from Belgium was unmistakable. What makes the whole thing even more explosive is the timing and the way the decision reportedly landed inside the US camp. According to the reports, American players only learned Balogun was back in the squad when social media alerts started popping up during a 10-minute bus ride from the team hotel to training at the University of Washington's Husky Soccer Stadium. FIFA's message confirming the action reached the U.S. Soccer Federation through its portal at 10:31 a.m. EDT. And FIFA's wording mattered. The governing body said the implementation of the match suspension is suspended for a probationary period of 1 year. Then it added a warning: if Folarin Balogun commits another infringement of a similar nature and gravity during the probationary period, the suspension shall be revoked and the sanction enforced without prejudice to any additional sanction imposed for the new infringement. So the red card itself wasn't erased, but the one-match punishment was effectively put on hold, and that was enough to completely change the US-Belgium showdown. For the Americans, it was a massive sporting boost. Balogun isn't just another squad player. He's been one of the key faces of the US run at this tournament, scoring 3 goals and matching Landon Donovan's 2010 total for the second most goals by an American at a single men's World Cup. Only Bert Patinaud's 4 goals from the inaugural 1930 tournament stand above him. Balogun, now 25, plays club football for AS Monaco and scored 13 goals in Ligue 1 last season. Internationally, he has 12 goals in 30 appearances for the United States. Born in Brooklyn to Nigerian parents who were living in London, Balogun represented England at under-21 level before switching his national team allegiance to the United States in 2023. That background only adds to how important he's become for the host nation. The US is trying to reach the World Cup quarterfinals for the first time since 2002. Since then, the Americans were knocked out in the round of 16 by Ghana in 2010, by Belgium in 2014, and by the Netherlands in 2022. They also failed to escape the group stage in 2006 and didn't even qualify in 2018. So Balogun's availability is not a small detail. It could shape the entire tournament path for the co-hosts. But the bigger storm now isn't just about whether Balogun should play, it's about how he was cleared to play and who made that happen. Because once Trump's involvement became public, the story stopped being just a football appeal and became a full-on argument over power, pressure, and whether FIFA bent its own rules under political heat. That's exactly why the trolling has been so relentless. For Trump supporters, it was a win. For critics, it was proof that football's biggest stage had just been dragged into Washington-style influence politics. And with Belgium furious, FIFA under fire, and Balogun suddenly back in the spotlight, the World Cup now has a new subplot. Not just who wins on the pitch, but whether the rules off it were rewritten after one phone call.